Hey everybody, welcome back to where we go through the New Testament line by line to figure out what nuggets, what spiritual value we're able to pull from this to live in our daily life. So whether or not you're a devout Christian or not, I believe you can find information that can guide you on your own spiritual path. And I appreciate you being here. Previously, we read about Jesus saying he did not come here for peace. He came for the sword. That was a big blow, especially for me living in a Christian society and going to a myriad of different denominations and Sunday schools. And I never heard that before, that I did not come for peace. I came with the sword. And he came to put family members against each other. That was striking to me, and that was in the previous video. And we are in Matthew chapter 10, verses 36 and 37. And from that point, Jesus goes on to say that the enemies of man are those in your house. Like the people in your house are your enemies. And we question things here so that we can understand life and understand the different spiritual and religious philosophies to learn our own spiritual path. And I don't understand, if this is the Word of God, why is there no conflict resolution? Why is there no practice that we have in many modalities in other religions, and including what we practice here at our spiritual sanctuary, of learning ourselves, learning how to deal with things in a better way instead of just by the sword and they're your enemies? It seems like there would be a lot of ways to practice peace and understanding instead of saying, I did not come in peace. And we go on, and it's just really unclear of this message here, because can be interpreted so many ways. This is a huge interpretation, question or questions in this part where Jesus said, a mother and a father above me is not worthy of me, and whoever is a loving son and a loving daughter is not worthy of me. And then that's all it says. So that can be interpreted a lot of ways, because Jesus just said in our previous video in Matthew, was it in chapter 10 and 30, around the 35 verses, that he came with a sword. He came to create conflict in families. Chaos, if you will. So is he saying that being a good father and mother and a loving brother and sister you're done? You're not going to heaven, or you're not going to be a part of my group? It's just totally up for interpretation. Or is he saying, don't put them above me, love me first and then love, because that's what I was taught. Like, you put Jesus first and then everybody else that you love is underneath that. But that's not exactly what he's saying. It's not what he's saying at all, because if you put it into context, I come from the sword, your enemies are your family, no resolution, solutions inside any of that. And then he just goes on to say, if you're a good father or mother or loving brother and sister, you're not worthy of me. What in the world does that mean? Any of you scholarly linguist or unbiased apologist, I would welcome an honest discussion about that, because it's really confusing, and that's a lot to digest. That's why we make these short videos, because it's just a lot. Like, you really need to let it sit on your brain and think about it. And what does it mean, and what sort of implications does that have on your own belief system and your own religious view? And I'm not trying to deter anyone from any religion. I just want to have answers. And I appreciate y'all joining me. If y'all want some answers, some real guidance in the different modalities of reducing anxiety through various breath works, through different meditations, through practicing yoga, to take care of your body, to understand where your food comes from, to understand that is a part of you, to understand the cycles of life, all these wonderful things. You can find out more information about us on mysticsoftexas.com, or just go to our other YouTube channel where we have countless videos on all the topics we believe. Well, not all. There are many that we haven't covered yet, but there are so many topics that it's obvious that the infinite energies are all around us, they're all in us, and there are a lot of ways to handle conflict resolutions, whether it's in our families or not, or relationships of all types, and how to connect with that infinite energy. It's just fascinating, and there's a lot to explore. And if you find that fascinating, then just join us. If you're in the local area, we get together every Sunday at 1:15, and we'd love to have you. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.